thing I was thinking about in the course of this research is there's so many forms of wealth. You know, there's spiritual wealth, there's physical wealth, there's your health. Kind of a funny story. Narasimha actually suggested I share it. It was the first Sat weekend I went to with Satri, so now that would be December of 16, next month, 7 years. And from my years with Maharishi, I had quite a spiritual suitcase full of mantras and sutras and all kinds of little spiritual toys to play with. And then I learned that the Sat weekend, 3 2-hour meditations. It's like, oh, yeah, I can really get out my whole box. I can play with all my toys. And we get there, and Satchmai does the orientation, Satri comes in, and somewhere along the line, it's don't practice any spiritual techniques unless they were given to you by Satri. And I kind of went, it's like, oh my God, I don't get to drag out my toys. But was so amazing about that. It was a Sat weekend, so we would meditate in the evening, 3 times the next day, and then twice, I think, the next. Was I quite easily switched to this concept of just being silent and still. And I can't say that I really experienced the force that weekend, but I, of course, experienced the satsangs, which landed immediately. That's really what hooked me in, Satri and his Gita, because I had been with the Gita with Maharishi. But 2 days later, when I returned home, that morning when I sat on the couch, for like 45 minutes, this force just came down through my crown, and it's essentially never stopped since. So one of the things that Sachi used to say all the time, those of you who've been around for a while, was he was always talking, if you would just stop spinning, 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 doing, doing, doing. Some of you might remember that. Sitting for that weekend without the spiritual toys and just being in that silence and stillness, because everything I had known in my meditative practice up to that point was mantra based. There wasn't so much, unless I went out or something, there wasn't so much silence and stillness. It was a more of a doing, doing, doing. And I think that applies as well to this money principle, the Kabera. When we align ourselves, what is it they say? The means follow sattva. When we align ourselves, that which we need will be there to support us. And that seems like a good place to stop. Thank you all.